welcome back to the channel. Some of you may or may not know that I am a former Californian who had relocated here. See, I think we're going on 14 years now. So I get a lot of California clients moving to Salt Lake City area, to Utah. So I thought it would be appropriate to put together a top 5 things to avoid when moving from Salt Lake City to Utah. So here we are. If you don't know me, my name is Beth Manning. Let's see, a 14-year Utahn by now. And I live and work in the Salt Lake City area. I live in Sugar House. And I absolutely am thrilled that you're here. We're going to go ahead and review the top 5 things to avoid. And please, if you have any questions, pop them down below in the comments. Or you're welcome to email me, beth@bethmanningrealestate.com. And of course, if you ever want to talk about real estate or schedule an appointment, you can do so as well. Let's get started, shall we? Number 1, don't assume you'll have the same lifestyle as California. So first on the list, let's just not assume. Don't assume life in Utah is the same as California. Things are different. The pace is different here. So whether you're in an urban area like Salt Lake City, or maybe you're in a smaller town up north or down south, you know, smaller towns have different paces. So I just wanted to remind you, if you did not know, and that also includes like how we interact with each other. You know, small town living, small town kindness, honking and the famous wave is really different from urban life as well. So remember, lifestyle can be a little bit different. And also, whether it's culture or activities, be ready for a slower pace and more outdoor recreation, skiing, hiking, and a lot of snow during our winters. And unlike California, we do get real winters. So you've got to plan accordingly. Number 2, avoid moving without really understanding the local housing market. There are housing market differences between California and here. And the housing market here is really quite competitive. And it's really different from California. We are growing very quickly. And while home prices might seem more affordable compared to you Californians, do not underestimate the local demands. Sometimes houses sell fast. And just having a clear understanding of market value, and working with a local realtor is key. Part A to part 2 here is that you really also want to understand location. There are various different beautiful cities up the entire Wasatch Front that could be attractive to you and your family depending where you work, if you are a family, couple, single, and just basically your lifestyle. So working with a clear understanding of the local housing market and working with a realtor is definitely what you want, and avoid moving without understanding this first. Number 3, don't forget about air quality issues. So another thing to avoid is underestimating Utah's air quality issues, most especially during the winter. So we have something here that's called the inversion layer, where cold air traps the pollution into the valley. So it's sitting in the valley where you are living. It can really impact your health and really have some difficulty with your respiratory system. So make sure to consider air quality, especially if you're sensitive to it. For me personally, air purifiers, we have an air purification system that's extremely helpful for me here in winter during the inversion season. Number 4, don't ignore altitude. Utah's elevation is a big change from living at sea level in California, where a lot of you live. So depending on where you settle, you could be living anywhere from 4,000 feet above sea level to 7,000 feet above sea level. And if you're not used to it, the altitude can really affect your energy, your hydration, and your workouts. I've had family that have been here that seem to be dizzy. They lose their breath. So take it easy, and remember, altitude is really important. And you really have to give yourself some time to adjust. You need to stay hydrated, and just don't be surprised if you feel a little winded or a little tired your first few days here. And number 5, Avoid being unprepared for the outdoors. You know, lastly, don't move to Utah without being ready to embrace the outdoors. Some outdoors. Utahns we love our outdoor activities, from skiing in the winter, mountain biking, hiking in the summer. Everything is outdoors. Our music festivals, we have tons of farmers markets, movies in the park. We are outdoorsy people here. So even if you're not super outdoorsy, I recommend getting some gear and trying it out. It's part of our lifestyle here, and who knows, you might love it. Plus, with our beautiful Wasatch Mountains and national parks, you're missing out if you don't explore just a little. And so there you have it. These are the top 5 things to avoid when moving from California to Utah. With these tips, I certainly hope your transition will be a lot smoother. If you like what you heard, please give me a thumbs up. Or if you want to hear other interesting things about our culture, see particular homes or neighborhoods, please mention that in the comments below. I respond to all messages and comments, and I'd love to have a conversation with you if you think Utah, Salt Lake City area could be the place for you. As I mentioned, I've helped dozens and dozens and dozens of you move here, whether it's your entire family, or I have a lot of University of Utah college kids that have moved here as well. So would love to have a conversation. Please feel free to reach out if I can be helpful. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao.